welcome into the Lone Wolf Tarot. We're gonna, that's too many cards. We're gonna pull some cards from this deck. It's a general timeless read, very random reading. We're gonna see what comes out. Okay, no tarot, just full fledged. This deck, I guess it's the Oracle deck. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, we have socialite. We have player in reverse. You could be putting up your player ways. Okay, maybe you're like trying to fight for something bigger now. Maybe you were like somebody who was like all about luxury, all about, looking good, feeling good, doing things that align with those two. And now you're releasing that. You could be someone who's trying to fight for justice, maybe someone who's trying to pursue the welfare. Maybe like you're trying to put your money into that now instead of putting your money into like how you look, putting your money into like it seems like now you're trying to change the world when before you were like maybe more focused on yourself. Now you're not. You're focusing on the things outside of yourself. Can we get some more information, please? You could be starting a business. Maybe you have a business. Maybe you have some type of um, business that now you're like trying to use to what's the word I'm looking for? Fund your justice, your freedom riders, your like pursuit of justice type of thing, pursuit of fighting for people's freedoms and stuff. Maybe you're trying to get businesses to support that. Maybe like you're using your okay. So it looks like you don't have any charm, low key with it in reverse. But let's say you did have charm or you have some type of like standing with people. You're trying to use that as a way to get people to donate or as a way to get people to like pursue justice and that of the sort. So you're taking on a role of somebody who, let's see, what is the connection between the vendor and the socialite or the player? I keep saying socialite in reverse. There's two cards. Okay. Wow, they're also in reverse. So we have farmer. We have farmer and clergy in reverse. So you're not trying to make it religious. You're not trying to make it seem like a spiritual thing. You're just trying to make it seem like maybe a good business endeavor. Okay, you're not trying to make it seem like there is nothing to do with morals. So somehow you're trying to persuade these people into believing that this has nothing to do with moralization. So you're making it more money focused. Maybe you should be making it more money focused. Like you're going to Burger King and you're like, hey, you got great burgers. You know how good it would look to press if you gave free burgers to this community that doesn't have any food. You know how good you would look, and you're maybe potentially creating some type of movement. Surprisingly, you're moving these people because you have the way to make like it's not smooth. You know what I'm trying to say? It's basically like making people just it's ratchet low key. Like you're making them gain the community and fight for this type of whatever your agenda is by talking to them about money. Like don't worry about it's nothing to do with Christianity, nothing to do with feeling good. No, it's about press. It's about money. You know how much tax write off you could probably write off this whole building if you sat here and did this. Like it's giving like you're talking to people in a business mindset to get them to what's the word? Support your like join your community. Okay, so betrayal came out. So potentially, some people are maybe um, trying to call you out for lying or that this is a conspiracy or like there's no real proof that this is true whatever you're trying to do for them, or maybe they're trying to like say that you don't do it for moral purposes. Maybe you could be doing it to grow your business as well. So maybe you took on the freedom fighter energy, right? And like maybe like you were like let's just say, right? Maybe your brand was upright player energy, right? You used to show yourself going to Starbucks every damn day, and you would support um chi- iPhones and stuff, and then okay, so that was perfect and I shouldn't have freaking shuffled it away. Was gone now, but anyway, so then you left that kind of behind type of thing, and now you're somewhere making your business being a revolutionist, and then people are like maybe saying, hey, this person isn't genuine, this person is like lying, this person's conniving, this person is trying to trick us. Yeah, you could be an online presence. And they're like, no, you used to be, drinking your Starbucks every day. What are you drinking now if you're not drinking your Starbucks? Then I see you at Target. We probably boycotting Target, probably boycotting DoorDash, blah, 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 right? And they're like coming after you. They're like, yeah, they're challenging you, right? They're challenging what, like, your newfound personality. Okay, maybe you're like becoming more disciplined, becoming more purified. You're like releasing these things, and they don't really believe it. They're like, no, you're fake. This is phony. You're just doing this for business. You're doing this for clout. You're doing this for money, type of thing. So let's get something on this, right? So they feel like you're just doing it because that's the move right now, like for clout. You know, like that's the new trend. The new trend is to be a revolutionist. The new trend is to follow, like like the dances that are trending. That's where I'm getting the energy from. So it's like the new dance. What is the new dance? I don't know, guys. I'm getting old. So it's like whatever the new thing. Back in my day was Soldier Boy. So let's say Soldier Boy is, Soldier Boy's crank that Superman, crank that Soldier Boy, right? All those things were trends, and they were doing a whole thing about it. So it's giving like you're not really caring about these people. You're not really wanting these people. You got a lot of hate and a lot of like support falling away because they believe that you're just following a trend. Okay, so I don't know what genius has to do with anything. It came out. I feel like let's get some more on genius, please. Nothing. So, anyways, with genius coming out, and it has to do with this. So, you could be just somebody who's like maybe you always cared about this, right? Because with Genius and then Soldier, it's giving like a loyalty to this, like I'm saying to this environment, to this energy, only because this gift type of energy, like you kind of have to be smart to actually align with revolutionist energy. Because let's be real, people who are following, you know, the like political stuff, it makes sense to want to fight for a cause, fight to protect every nation, fight to protect the children, fight to protect against wars in general. Like it makes sense logically. It's very smart. You could be very loyal to that. You could be a soldier who, like maybe you are a part of the war as well. But like whatever it is though, it's like it's given like it just makes sense to you to do this. Maybe you were always thinking this way but you never vocalized it because it wasn't like important to you at the time. I do want to get a little bit on the player in reverse. Lovers came out. So maybe also because the player in reverse, maybe like you started to date somebody who was like focusing on this as well. Okay? And or maybe you had a kid. Maybe you settled down, had a kid, and like you're realizing that we're building a generation, we're building for the generations ahead of us, so we got to do something about it, and you start like maybe pursuing it, making it your business to be fighting for freedom and stuff. So what is the advice? Because if we have, so just keep working, low key, keep working to like maybe potentially fight against the dark side type of energy. Okay, so let's get some information on this. Yeah, okay, so I was getting information on betrayal. It's heavy giving, like they don't believe you, right? Like you broke ties with maybe even some type of influencers. Maybe like your following has decreased because you made content about the wars, about all that stuff, because you're bringing it up. They just don't believe that. They just seem like you're just lying, bro. Yeah, they're looking at you like you're a clown, like you're foolish, like this is dumb. Maybe you had a lot of people who, like, I watched people who were speaking red pill or speaking about magna, even Christian. They were doing a lot of things, and then they developed their life and changed. And people feel that as like the ultimate betrayal because they followed you for something. They feel like you're not really doing anything for anything. So whenever you do speak out now against whatever, it's like you you don't align with them, they feel like you're betraying them. You're betraying the followers. They made you famous. They made you paid your bills low key by viewing your content, by liking, by sharing, and they're like making fun of you because of this transition that you did. Okay, with the lovers coming out to clarify the player in reverse, you could have been a player and then you fell in love and you made kids and you continue the lineage or lineage and like basically um I feel like because you have kids, you're starting to potentially fight for a better world. Or maybe because you found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. Yeah, anyway, let's get closing energy. Closing energy for real. Alright, anything that I'm missing? So yeah, you don't give a damn, babe. You're like basically saying like I'm gonna do whatever I want with the captain coming out. You're the captain of your ship. You don't care if the people feel like you betrayed them. You don't care if they don't believe that you want to build some type of spiritual, or maybe you became religious, or maybe you stopped being religious and you started focusing on just other things. They don't care. Like you're following the rhythm of your life. You're like let's flip this for it to be positive. It's not just a trend for you. You're following the rhythm of your life. I low key want to figure out what lovers. Oh, young, young, dumb, young. So yeah, you just grew up. You grew up to someone who's a family man now. You grew up to somebody who, um, like you changed. Just innovation, like innovation on top of young. Yeah, like you just changed. You released your old ways. It could have been religion. It could have been like you being a player. You got married. You settled down type of energy. You living your life. Okay, you're living your life. You're speed running your life. Not speed running your life. I rebuke that. But you're like you're just living your life, and people are just not accepting it. It's heavy giving because like this is definitely in the middle. Like you made it your business to maybe speak on same things that people don't speak on, trying to bring light to things as well, and people just feel like no matter what, people are going to feel that way. No matter what you do, you could literally be the same person every day, day in, day out. There's going to be somebody who speaks out against what you do. So, with that being said, forget all that jazz. Don't worry about them and keep it pushing, okay? I'm very proud of you for following what you feel like. Even if they don't feel like that's along like if you're lying and stuff, or if you lost your morals because of it, yeah, you're shaping your destiny, you're forging your way type of energy. Let's do that. Keep pursuing what you want to do, okay? I did say closing energy. Yeah, we all know that whoever this is, whether it's because you wanted to, your lover wanted you to, you have kids, you're trying to help the youth because when you were young there was no guidance or something, maybe you're developing a love for the youth, okay? With that being said, right, keep doing the service. Keep being a public figure who is speaking out against things. Keep sharing your story. Keep communicating. Okay. Keep talking against conspiracies. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to see you later. Peace.